What is your advice going to be to a landlord? Because I want to play this out. Here's the reason why. Every single time that our government seems to come out with some sort of a legislative piece of whatever you want to call it, that is seemingly to be pro the average, the low to moderate income, it ends up doing the exact opposite of that. And I did not read my statement, so I'd like to hear about it. So what is the advice that you're going to give a landlord that comes to you with rentals in this situation?
Two things. With the entire situation in whole, I think you already nailed it. It's really important to find the right tenant. And I think it's really important to manage a rental like a business, right? Take some of the emotion out of it. Look at your profit and loss regularly. Make sure you're keeping your rents in accordance with what they should be, because as we talked about earlier, when you get caught behind, you're behind. That's a problem. That's a problem when with your ownership. That's a problem if you want to sell it. So I'd be a firm advocate of keeping your rents, just at market, regularly increasing them when you can. Tenants get in the habit of understanding rent increases if you do them regularly. We think it's kind of despicable if you don't raise the rent for 5 years and then you say, hey, I'm looking to get another $400 a month, because that changes a lot of people's lives, right? Yeah. Which is unfortunate. I wish that wasn't that way. I wish everybody $400 didn't really make a difference, but that's really not where the case, or where the universe we live in. So I think maintaining it and being on top of your rentals. Second thing is, I think keep them in really awesome shape, right? I mean, you can either pay for your expenses now or you can pay for them later. But if you pay for them later, they're going to be more expensive, and then they're going to become more relevant. We get some landlords that maybe keep the rentals a little rough, and they don't necessarily attract the best tenants for that. If your rental's rough, you're going to maybe get a rough tenant.
Yeah.
So keep them in great shape.
I don't want to own anything I wouldn't live in myself. That's been my rule.
That's awesome.
So when this bill in July, here's what I see. If I'm a landlord, I'm not taking pets anymore. I'm probably not going to take the risk of pets. If I can't get more of a deposit, I'm probably going to take less. I'm going to cut back and have a higher bar for the quality of the tenant. So for me, this is just another example. This is going to hurt renters, because landlords are going to find a way to, capitalism will always find its way.
Agreed.
We've worked around every single thing. And it's sad to me that so many of these things end up hurting the person that it's supposedly supposed to help. That's what's such a bummer about this. So, you said 7% a year.
Yes, sir.
I heard the average in California is about 9%. And so when people talk about renting versus owning, I think what they have to realize is if your rent goes up at 9% per year, in 9 years, you're going to pay double what you're paying in rent today. True. And people think that's crazy when we say it, because what's the average rent today in Shasta County?
If you're talking single family homes, we're probably right at about $1,700 a month.
Okay, so $1,700. So you're looking at $3,200 in 9 years for rent. Now that sounds crazy to you and I, but 9 years ago, what did that house rent for?
Oh gosh, we were probably in the 1100s or 12s.
Exactly.
It's relative.
Yep, it is. It's all relative because of inflation. So, that's one of the reasons why buyers right now who are educated and understanding like what's going on, the financial markets, the inflation, what's going on with the Federal Reserve, they're willing to take a temporary sacrifice on a higher payment with rates where they're at versus renting if they can, because they understand that, hey, this doesn't look like it's going to get better. We should probably do something sooner than later.